Hi everyone and welcome to this Python YouTube series. In these tutorials I'll be covering all the basics in Python in depth. This series is crafted with both beginners and intermediates in mind. If you're new to coding, fear nothing. We'll be starting from the absolute basics, gradually building a strong foundation. And if you're an intermediate, I'm sure there'll be a few things to learn as the series progresses. Now you might be wondering why you should learn Python. Well, Python is not just any programming language. It's an extremely versatile language that's easy to learn and incredibly powerful. Python contains beginner-friendly syntax, which makes it perfect for beginners. As well as that, Python is used in a lot of domains, whether you're interested in web development, data science, artificial development, or even game development. Python has you covered for all of those. So in this first video, we're going to cover how to install Python on our computers and how to run our first program. So first things first, head over to the python.org website. I'll drop a link in the description below so you can easily click and follow along. Once you're here, you'll be greeted by this Python homepage. So we can either go to downloads and download the latest version of Python, or just right here, this yellow button, we can click on download Python 3.12.2, which is just the latest version of Python. So if we click on this, it'll download up here, and depending on your internet speed, this might take a moment. So once the download is complete, you can open the downloaded file and this will open up. So the key thing here is to click on add Python to path so that we'll be able to access Python through the command prompt. So now we just need to install now and it will install on our computers. So once the download is complete, we can check that we have actually downloaded it on our computer. So if we just search down here our command prompt and we type in Python, you should get the following, which means that you have successfully downloaded Python on the computer. So for this series, we'll be coding in idle. So once you download Python, idle automatically comes on the computer. So see, now we have opened idle. So idle just stands for integrated development and learning environment, and essentially it's just a tool that makes writing, testing, and running Python code really easy. There are other softwares to run Python code, but for a beginner, idle is more than enough. So once we have idle opened, as you can see, you'll be greeted by a simple interface, just a blank white canvas. So just to break down the main components of idle, on the top you've got your menu bar with familiar options such as file, edit, shell, and so on. We'll get onto what you can do with these just in a moment. So this Python shell is like a playground where you can test snippets of code on the fly. It's perfect for experiments and just checking how things work. However, the real coding happens in the script editor. This is where you'll write and save your Python programs. So just to show you a quick example in this first episode, if we go to File and New File, this is where we'll be doing our actual coding, and this is where we'll be running it, and it will show up on the left here on the in this Python shell. So for our first program, all we want to do is first we want to save it. So without saving it, we won't be able to run it. So if we just save as, and I'll save it. You can save it anywhere on your computer. Save it as my first program.py. So just for the first one, all we want to do is print hello world to the shell here on the left. So to do that, we'll use the Python function print, and then in quotation marks we'll say hello world. Now you can see here that the first part is purple, meaning that it is a Python function, and inside the quotations is green, which just means it's a string. But we'll get into this in the next episode. So if we run this run module, it must be saved. So okay, and then we see here on the left on the shell we get hello world. So that's everything for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and to catch me in the next video where I'll be discussing variables in Python.